Wednesday, YouTube. You know, for most of you guys that have watched me and followed me here on my channel and my other platforms, you guys have, always heard me talk about my 20% conversion ratio guarantee. And for those of you guys that never heard of that, what that meant was if you purchase leads from me, one, there's no refund on the leads. So if you buy leads from me, I ain't going to refund you nothing, because we provide training, we provide so much value that we're just not going to let you come, rape us, take advantage of us, and then ask for your money back. That's not fair, and I'll fight you every single day and twice on Monday. But the bottom line is, for years, we've offered this training to our clients for free, with the understanding that if they follow our system from scripting to our response mechanism, as well as our closing strategy, and I mean they follow, where if you were to listen to their recording of their sales pitch, it's just like it's in the script. When they get hit with an objection, they're making an attempt to respond because they're doing it with an intention to follow the script. If agents do that, my company would guarantee them a 20% conversion ratio. And we still do that. And the way it would work is, if you were a single agent and you ordered 100 leads, which is a requirement, then we would guarantee you 20 applications out of those 100 transfers, those 100 opportunities. Again, not 100%. We guarantee you 20%. And that would equate to 20 applications. So if you were to get to those 100 and you're sitting at 15 applications, what we would do and continue to do is that we would continue to send you free leads until you reached that 20%, which is 20 applications. And then until then, and only then, would we re-invoice you for leads going forward. And we've done that for years. You know, a lot of you guys watching me that know me know this is fact. I've helped big agencies, and they know this is a fact. Unfortunately, I can't drop their names because of our non-disclosure agreements, but I promise you this: if you call me, I'd be more than happy to introduce you to my client base, and they can tell you firsthand what we have done. The only reason, again, I don't mention it is to avoid market confusion and out of respect to my customers. But the facts are the facts. We've stood behind this 20%, and we still continue to do so. That's one of the reasons that I was so motivated to get into the CPA model for final expense. I saw how well we did with Medicare, and with Medicare, the payment cycles are longer than final expense. It's a little bit more challenging to get people approved compared to final expense. And no one really was doing it. And the reason marketing companies don't do that is because they're just selling you leads. They could care less if you make sales or not. Again, very few marketing companies like ours, where they make no money off the sales that you make with the insurance agency you work for. They make zero, and they show up with a good heart to train you and show you how to do it. We're probably the only company, if not one of the only companies, that does that, where you're not participating in an override or a compensation structure from the insurance company. And I really highlight that because marketing companies right now, because they know that there's a huge demand for leads, transfers, as well as inbounds, once they make it past that buffer, it's a billable lead, period. Some are 120 seconds, other 180 seconds. I have some clients that ask for 5-minute buffers before it's considered billable. We could care less. But the bottom line is that leads are important. Very important. So my CPA model is a success if you follow my system. We have tried to roll it out with agencies that report that they have a strong sales force, closing strategy, but really what they're doing is a cherry picking approach. Well, that's easy. Can you imagine a lead vendor sending you all the leads that you can handle, and you only have to pay for the acquisition when you make an acquisition? Well, it's easy for the dirtbags to do what? Cherry pick. And it's so easy to cherry pick. It's so common these days because it's more of an order taking mentality, this cherry picking, and it destroys your cost per acquisition. We don't want to work with those type of people. If you're able to follow my script, we're watching centers that have never sold insurance before do between 15 to 20%. First contact, 15 to 20%. That's without our training. Now, with the training, we're able to see not only 15 to 20% out the gates, but we start seeing the graph climbing. So again, we're excited about that. What I'm charging for a CPA model is anything that's day one coverage, even modified or graded, we're going to charge $250 for. If it's a true GI policy where a GI is no health questions asked, okay, zero health questions, that's a true GI, like AIG and Polish Roman Catholic Union of America has a true a guaranteed issue policy. Those will be paid at $150. And if you're asking yourself, well, how can we reduce that acquisition cost? One of the incentives that I provide my agency partners that have joined me on this venture is that every phone number I send them, they're responsible for, to give me feedback every week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. For the first 90 days, they're giving me feedback of where they're at, because if you get a transfer today, again, we're trying to get the 15, 20% on first contact. So a good percentage of people aren't buying on the first contact. It's obvious. So you got to follow up. And the game is in the follow-up. Well, we incentivize our agency on the follow-up side. When we see an agency that starts reporting the acquisition 2 or 3 weeks later from the moment it took the transfer, well, that's a very efficient agency, an agency that's thinking about every angle. We're going to reduce their acquisition cost from $250 to $150. And I have a few centers already at $150 per acquisition across the board. GIs won't change, but on the level products, we do $150. But again, you got to be on top of your agents. You got to be on top of the system. You got to be following up with your clients. You got to be doing policy reviews. And as well, you got to be following up with those people that you went maybe halfway into the presentation and they told you they had to go. They had to think about. It's a system, ladies and gentlemen. But I feel so confident after all these years selling final expense, helping all of these other agencies have success, that, you know, it's given us so much firepower, because it went from a concept years ago to a documented, proven system where the system's not in question. You as the agent is in question. So the requirements, again, you must have 10 states minimum, at least 3 agents on the platform. So if you have an agency and you're trying to scale out, we need at least 3 people on the phones full-time, Monday through Friday. You'd have to have a CRM system where we could send the calls to. So with that said, give me a call. If you question what I'm saying, I challenge you. Let's get on the phones. I get on the phones every day. Talk is cheap. If you consider yourself to be a stud on the phones and you're getting crushed on the marketing costs, give me an opportunity. If you can show me that you're a closer, I'll send you free calls all day long. We can really make this work. That's a fact. So, with that said, you guys enjoy your week, and see you guys at the top. Peace.